To another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your second Chelsea news video of the day. Big updates come in on João Felix, Kane Chukwuemeka, Xavi Simons, Joel Hato, and potentially an exciting new Chelsea centre-back. I've gone and got the flipping coffee ready because this is your second video of the day. We went into big detail this morning on all of the latest with Xavi Simons, and we've got good news on that front as well. So make sure, if you're not already, subscribe to GBFC. We're closing in on 350,000 subscribers, and I'm sure I can almost 100% guarantee this is not the last piece of content that you will see today. We'll either be live this afternoon and another news video. There's just going to be content, so make sure you're locked and loaded for it. First of all, let's begin with the latest on João Felix. And I've had to kind of understand a little bit of what this means, but João Felix is very close to returning to Benfica. Chelsea has accepted a €25 million offer from Benfica for 50% of his economic rights. Now, I don't know about you, but football transfers, they make so much more sense to me when it is player plays for Chelsea, gets sold Arsenal, he now plays for Arsenal, just for hypothetical terms, right? So Benfica buying 50% of João Felix's economic rights. What does this even mean? From my understanding, if Benfica spend €25 million, they get João Felix as a player, but then Chelsea would then get 50% of whatever Benfica sell him for in the future. So Chelsea would still own 50% of João Felix's economic rights until he moves again, I think. And then Benfica pay his wages and he plays for Benfica. So I always thought Chelsea were not going to get €50 million because I don't think any team is going to risk spending that kind of money on a player that has just completely and utterly stagnated. But please do educate me if I'm wrong on what I've just said there. I've done some research this morning. That is what my understanding of what Benfica buying 50% of his economic rights mean. And look, lots of people have said that João Felix was a big mistake. I think what we're seeing in this transfer window from Chelsea is we're trying to get rid of those mistake players. We're not trying to give Maresca an inflated squad of players that he doesn't want to use. We're doing everything we can to ensure that the players we're bringing in, and I look at every signing that we have already made this summer, Esteval, Sugo, Gittins, Pedro, Delap, before we move forward, all of these players specifically suit exactly what Maresca wants to do. So these aren't just PSR signings. These aren't just, you buy, one of those swap deals again. We're not talking like that today. But I think we're doing great business here. João Felix off the books. We need to see it. Let's move now into the latest regarding Kane Chukwuemeka. Chelsea position on Chukwuemeka remains clear. As revealed 2 days ago, permanent sale only. Dortmund have only offered a loan so far, as Leipzig are now also keen on the deal, as Philip Hines and Plettigol reported. And of course, I spoke about that deal on GBFC this morning. So whether or not this is going to be a direct swap deal, I don't think it is, because I think the value of Chukwuemeka is going to be a lot less than the value of Xavi Simons. But it's important to note here, at lunchtime on this Wednesday, that Kane has seemed very keen on going to Borussia Dortmund. And as of right now, there is no green light from Chukwuemeka to go to RB Leipzig. Maybe he prefers to go to Dortmund, but obviously Chelsea are going to prefer a permanent sale. So I expect this story to keep gathering momentum and keep gathering steam throughout the course of today. Now, this is very exciting because I have been reading your comments every day. It's like, Benson, we're talking about attacker. Xavi Simons this, Xavi Simons that. When is Marc Cucurella going to be protected with a backup left back? It looks as though your wish is not my command, but the command of Chelsea and the sporting directors right now. Here we go. Not quite yet, but exclusive. Chelsea have now made official club-to-club contact with Ajax for Joel Hato as next top priority. Hato understood to be keen on the move and already prepared to accept personal terms at Chelsea. Negotiations ongoing with very good relationship between clubs. This, for me, can only be starting to gather steam if exits are about to happen. And let me give you the latest currently on Renato Vega, because things are kind of developed here and it doesn't look favourable, but I think this is purely to try and just squeeze a little bit of extra money off of the Vega deal. Atletico Madrid keep working on Renato Vega, and also called to be informed on David Hanko's situation. He plays for Feyenoord. Hanko was top target already 1 year ago, and Atleti have asked about him again, as ADNL reports. Al Nassr deal can collapse at signing stage. Atleti are attentive. I think this is purely to try and get Chelsea to accept lower terms for Renato Vega. And look, I also didn't mention this morning. We got a loan fee to send Vega to Juventus. So that's also 5 million euros that I've not even discussed here yet on GBFC. Renato Vega is pushing to join Atletico Madrid project as soon as possible. Atleti and Chelsea have started club-to-club negotiations with talks ongoing. Simeone hopes to get his new centre-back soon. So this is where it's exciting.
My God, what's happening to our Chelsea? What an insane transfer window. I'm almost speechless from screaming with excitement. It almost seems like Todd Burley heard our prayers. We're finally seeing a clear direction for what the club wants to do. Let's talk about Joao Felix first. Look, I was even hoping he'd make it, but no way. The guy just didn't fit in at Chelsea. Now, this whole thing about selling 50% of his rights to Benfica, it might seem confusing, but for me, it's like this. If he blows up there, we'll still get some money. And if he flops again, at least we won't be left with all the embarrassment. Smart deal. Point for the board. Now, Chukwuemeka, I really like this kid, but if he's going to leave, let it be a permanent sale. Enough of these useless loan signings that only bloat the squad and don't help anything. If he's going to leave, let him leave us a good amount of money. But I confess, I'd like to see him get real use. He's talented. And the best, Joro Hato. My brother. This kid reminds me of the golden days with Ashley Cole. I've already watched the videos, and the guy is a monster. Fast, aggressive, unafraid to score, and he even plays more than one position. You know that player who comes in and changes the energy? That's him. And with Cucurella staying, imagine the rotation we'll have at left back. Perfect. And then there's a buzz about Harvey Simons, Kane Chukwuemeka, Vega's possible departures. Everything is buzzing. But what makes me most excited is seeing that the board is a real plan, not just signing for the sake of signing. They are listening to Maresca, bringing in players who fit his style. In short, I'm so excited. It looks like Chelsea is finally getting their act together. If things continue like this season is going to be a great one. And if anyone else arrives before the end of the window, I swear I won't sleep anymore. Go Chelsea. Let's go.